Did you know that average knowledge worker is productive for only 2.5 hours per day? Did you know that it takes 23 minutes to get back to what you were doing after you get distracted? My name is Ante, and on this channel you will learn how to make way more money working way less and thus have way more time for whatever else you want to do in your life. There was a writer in the past, and this writer had a special room just for writing. In this room there was absolutely nothing except a window, chair, desk, paper, and whatever he was writing with. And every day he would sit down on this chair, and before he would start writing, he would say, I don't have to write, but I can't do anything else. But since there was this scenery, this window which through he would see all this beautiful scenery, he would look at it for a few minutes, maybe even 20 minutes. But after a certain amount of time, he would be bored. And naturally, since he would be bored, he would rather start writing than be bored looking at the scenery. And he started writing. At the end of the day, what happened? Well, this guy felt awesome, felt great, because he did what he wanted to do. He felt fulfilled, bunch of energy, positive. He knew that he's gonna finish this book or whatever he was writing soon, because he was consistent. He was sticking to this ritual, let's call it that way, of his. Imagine if you implemented what this writer was doing. Literally, imagine if you have a special room just for work. You don't need to have a special room, but imagine that where you work, there's no distractions. So both physically, something that can literally sap away your attention, but also digitally. If you're a knowledge worker who works on computer or phone, laptop, doesn't matter, there's obviously two things that you want to address. First is the physical. So if you work on your PC, don't have your phone in the same room. Literally just get it from your room. Turn off all the notifications on your phone. Pretty much get some sunlight in, get some fresh air in, make sure you're comfortable, and make sure to grab some water so you're not thirsty. You don't have to get up to get some water, make sure that's already prepared. You already know what you want to do, and same as him, you say, I don't have to write, or I don't have to do whatever you want to do, but I can't do anything else. Literally, whatever it is, it's studying, working on writing, whatever it is. And if you really implement what he does, you'll get the same results. As I said, some physical things, but also there's digital. Turn off all the notifications on your phone, PC. Make sure nobody can contact you. Put your phone on do not disturb mode. Make sure to let everybody know, I'm working from this time to this time. You won't be able to reach me, from people, in your physical environment, but also digital environment. We usually call you at the time that you want to start working every single day. So you can also block some apps that often distract you, so it's way hard for you to reach them. There's a bunch of apps that you can check out. Freedom, Stay Free, I don't know, there's a bunch of them. So that's the first action step for you. Imagine you're this writer, take his approach to your work, literally. Now, if you're an entrepreneur who wants my personal help one-on-one with literally becoming way more productive, working way less, yet earning way more money, in the same time, click the link in the description of this video, and I'll see, hop on a call to see if I can help you. The second thing that I want to teach you is from a very successful person, Tim Ferriss. He is a very successful entrepreneur, investor, and obviously author, so, and podcaster. So there's a bunch of things he accomplished, but this is just some of it, so you know why am I telling you advice from this guy. This guy is somebody who used to work for literally 12 hours a day, 6 days a week, and make $40,000 or what, way less than how much he makes now. But but what he has succeeded to do, he succeeded to make way more working 4 hours a day, 4 hours a week, even a week. Yeah, that's why the book is called 4 Hour Work Week. But you don't need to go that extreme. Even if imagine if you just worked 4 hours a day instead of 12 or 8 or however much you work right now. And so what this guy recommends is two things in order to become way more productive. So the first thing is actually this. He explains the difference between effectiveness and efficiency. So effectiveness is when you do the things that's gonna the thing that's gonna move you very close to accomplishing your goals, as much as possible. But efficiency is doing any task, no matter if it's efficient or not, if it's effective or not. So it can be any task, just in the best possible way in terms of time efficiency, in the most time effective way. Example would be a salesperson. Imagine he were to knock door to door and now he tries to sell you some product, doesn't matter what, or service, and he can knock on, I don't know, let's say 100 doors in a day. Okay, I don't know how much it takes him. Let's say it's 8 hours, just to make it simple. And you could say that this guy is awesome. He's so time efficient. In 8 hours he knocks on 100 doors and pitches that to pitches his services and products. But he's also incredibly ineffective, aka not effective. So why is he not effective? Because that's such a dumb way of doing that. There's 8 billion people on this earth. 8 billion. Imagine how much time would he need to knock on every door. He wouldn't be able to do it in his whole life. So what's a way better way to do it? Well, use internet, use social media content like YouTube, the video that you're watching right now. Use other social medias, have a podcast, have a blog. Use media, use that as a leverage to get your product or service across way more people in way less amount of time. Way quicker. So that's why that guy would be time efficient, but he would be incredibly ineffective. That's one example of how you can apply this, so you actually understand this concept. So there's being time efficient, being time effective, and a bunch of people are just working, but not actually being effective. So first thing you want to do is start becoming effective. Based on your goal, you literally want to ask yourself a few questions. And you could start off with, if I could work, take it this seriously, if I could work for only 3 hours every single day, 5 days a week or 6 if you work 6, what would you do in those 3 hours? That's literally the first thing. And then if you want to go even more into it to get your mind even, with better ideas, what would happen if you could work for like 10 hours a week? And then the last question, what if you could work for like 4 hours a week? This will really get you thinking on what's the actual most effective actions that I can do. And what you will realize, this is something that's called Pareto principle, which states that 80% of your results come from only 20% of actions. Meaning, if you only do 20% of actions, you will get 80% of result. But if you do the other 20% of actions, the other 80% of actions, which obviously take a bunch of time, you will get only 20% more results. So that makes zero sense. That makes zero sense. The return on investment for those activities is awful. So that's the first thing. You want to make sure by answering those questions that I gave you, the free questions that I gave you, realize what are the most effective things that I could do. And now once you know what are the most effective things to do, there's second law that he talks about in his book 4 Hour Work Week. And that's pretty much Parkinson's law, which states that the time that the work expands in the time that you give it. So if this is an awesome story about this, very short. Literally, once you were in high school, and the teacher assigned you a book to read and answer some questions, and it's probably like every month this would happen. At least that was how it was in my school. And every single month, at the last day, I would start reading the book intensely. I would read the whole book, and I would have to answer these questions till I don't know how much, 2, 3 a.m. My mom next to me, yelling at me, what the fuck are you, what are you doing? Why didn't you do it before? Same thing again. Will you ever learn from your experiences? And this would happen on and on and on. And this is nothing you can 100% relate to this. Like, everybody does this. Maybe not as extremely as me, but everybody starts the last few days, the last day, if they even start, So everybody waits for the last second. Now imagine that your teacher said, yeah, read this book, the same book, answer the exact same questions, but you have 2 days. What would you do? You would start reading that book immediately, and you would accomplish it in 2 days. Why? Because of the power of deadline. As I said, the work expands till the time that you allow it. Since I had a month to read this book and answer all these questions, I gave myself a month, and I did it in a month. But I actually started only the last 2 days or the last day. If my teacher told me immediately, you have 2 days, I would start immediately. I would do it, okay, or I would start tomorrow, but I would finish, I would finish the same thing in 2 days instead of whole month. That's the point. So you can literally apply this to your effective actions. So you identify what are the effective actions for you that you can take, the 20% that give you 80% of results, and then give them incredibly, impossibly short deadlines so that you get way more done. So you're doing effective things, but since you're applying this Parkinson's law, it's going to take you way less time to actually do them. I really hope this video helped you. This video will transform your productivity. If you apply all these 3 steps, you change your environment, thinking like a writer and all this, your life will change. So I hope I helped you, and I'll see you in another one. See ya.